wanted to talk about mindset. So, a lot of people go over the physical stuff in self-defense classes. It's the physical stuff that tends to get put up online in the videos because that's the juicy stuff. That's the sexy stuff. Show me how to blast someone in the face with an elbow strike. Show me how to throw somebody, just by moving my hips slightly. The thing is, you can have all those techniques, but if your brain isn't in the right place and you're not used to the confrontation, it won't have any effect. It'll be for nothing. I'm sure we're all familiar with the term gym champion or dojo champion. These are usually people who, on the mats, in a room full of people they know, they absolutely obliterate everyone and they dominate. Whenever they go off to competition, they crumble, if they ever do go off to competition. If they ever get involved in a real confrontation, in the ever ambiguous street fight, they don't do too well because their mind isn't in the right place. As soon as they're confronted with real aggression, everything falls apart. So, feedback I got from a seminar I did recently was everything was good, everything was cool, but people were a little bit uncomfortable with the language used, with the swearing at each other and the fucking get back here. I get it. I completely get it. It's not an overly nice thing to have to do. But if I can have you for 2 hours and I can demonstrate how to kick someone in the pills properly and how to crack someone across the chops or the side of the head where they are unconscious properly, and after showing you those physical techniques, you come away going, the language was what I had a problem with. Doesn't that say something? Shouldn't it be, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me? So words are just grunts. That's all language is just a series of grunts. Some of the grunts we've given meaning to. That's all it is. It's our own interpretation. If somebody swears at you in a foreign language that you don't speak, but they've got a big smile on their face when they're doing it, you don't get offended. You think they're being nice. So the mindset there of the physical stuff is fine. I know I've got no problem causing permanent brain damage, which is what occurs when you get someone knocked out. I don't mind kicking them in vital and quite sensitive area of the body. That's fine. But I'm not comfortable swearing at the guy when I'm doing it. It's the mindset. We have to become. The reason we do the aggression lineup, where we do look at each other, push each other back, and fucking get back. The reason we do this is to become desensitized. It's so that we don't crumble immediately when someone swears at us. It's also to develop our switch. So I can go very, very quickly from 0 to 100, but I can also go very quickly from 100 to 0. It's putting on a different hat. It's putting on a different mask. A lot of places will teach you how to become conditioned to others' aggression. Very few places actually teach you how to harness your own. Once you learn to harness your own, it's vitally important that you practice bringing it back down to 0 again. It would not do if, as an example, working the doors, I've had to tell people off for public urination. Going, excuse me, sir, do you mind not peeing here? Doesn't work. You have to go, don't even think about it, get the fuck out. It wouldn't do to then turn around to some little old lady asking me if directions to the bus stop. If you took the same aggressive tone, so you've got to be able to go from 0 to 100 and then from 100 back down to 0 very quickly. It should be like flicking a switch. That's part of the mindset of, I don't like this part of me, I'm not a fan of this part of me, but it's there, and I will bring it to the front if it's needed. And you can do this quite simply. Just get a mirror when there's no one else around, and just practice getting really, really fucking angry with yourself. Just get used to pointing at yourself in the mirror and go, fucking get back, you. But then also bring it straight back down again. Because you don't want to get yourself into a state mentally where you fucking come on then. And then immediately, go and do the shopping. Because bad things will happen. The other part of the mindset is, you have to know that you're worth defending. Right? Don't be humble. Leave the pity party for a second. Be honest with yourself and say, yes, I am worth defending. I am a good person. Maybe you sometimes do bad things, but you're a decent person. You don't intentionally mean to hurt anybody, and I am worth defending. My life, my safety is worth defending. I am worth not allowing you to hurt me. This is something that we have to build up and build up and build up, because some people do the whole, I don't know if I could, if I'm comfortable biting the guy's face if he's there. I don't know if I'd be comfortable kicking him in the. I would be. I'm completely comfortable with it now. I don't like it. I don't promote it as such. I'm not a fan of it, but I can tolerate it. I can tolerate the idea of this guy's trying to hurt me. I'm worth defending. I'm gonna hurt him. Unfortunately for him, I'm gonna hurt him first, and I'm better at this than he is. I, working security, have stopped people from trying to fight me, who probably would have done me some damage. Win, lose or draw, they would have really done me some damage. No one would have walked away from it, feeling chipper. But he wasn't entirely confident of it, and I had the mindset of, I'm willing to absolutely disfigure this prick if he comes forward. He didn't step forward. He stayed about 8 feet there, and it was just my body language, my posturing, and my mindset was, right now, whatever happens, you've brought one upon yourself. If I crack you and you hit the deck and there's a lot of blood and you end up being brain damaged for the rest of your life, that's on you. I'm worth defending. I'm not here to be your target. It's a horrible thing to think, and it's the type of thing that you really do have to bring yourself down from very, very quickly. But you need to get into that mindset of knowing that you are worth defending. You need to get into the mindset of, I can become super fucking aggressive very, very, very quickly. What I would suggest is, if you're having difficulty bringing that anger up, if you have children, perfect. One of the things I do when I've got people, when we're doing the shot off the fence, and we go for a straight right to the pad, if people are having difficulty and they're saying, I've got no aggression, very quickly, very simply, have you got kids? If they say yes, it's perfect, it's a right. Don't look at that as being a pad. Think of it as being a person's face. And you should always, 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 if you're doing pad work, think of it as a person. That will be done as another video. If they go, okay, yep, I'm seeing it, it's a person's face, say, right, hit them. So, okay, this person that you're hitting doesn't care about you. You're irrelevant. You're not what they're here for. If you don't hit that person, they're going to come after your kids. I use different language when I say this. I don't want to use the language I would use because I know this video will get taken down and the YouTube channel will get shut down. But I tell them, if this person gets by you, they're going to grab your kids. They're going to interfere with your kids. It's not a comfortable thing for people to dwell on. It's not something parents want to think about happening to their kids. But it does bring up a surge of anger where they fuck her, and you suddenly see these, very timid, usually very timid mothers suddenly turn into absolute fucking maniacs. If you get a mother who doesn't really want to swear and you say the person there isn't a pad, it's an actual human being who's going to come after your kids, they totally turn into the Antichrist. It's very important to then bring that back down so they don't go out into the world with that mentality, but it happens and it can be done. So even if right now you don't feel comfortable with the idea of hurting somebody in defending yourself, get into that mindset. Practice when you've got some time spare within the mirror. Practice, just even if it just starts off by just telling your own reflection, I am worth defending. I am worth defending. You do not have the right to hurt me. That will then build up to when you can get a little bit angrier and start going, I'm worth defending, you don't have the right to harm me, fucking stay back. You can build up and build up and build up until it's there, and it will, with the correct training, with getting into training sessions under qualified instructors, you'll learn how to turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. It will come a flow. So this clip's gone a little bit longer than I was hoping it would, but just my view on mindset and what the correct mindset to have with self-defense is. As always, I welcome and encourage any comments, questions or suggestions, bad or good, thumb up, thumb down. Interaction is interaction and it's all good. Please like, share and subscribe. Train hard, stay vigilant.